Coach, just what are some of the things you've seen in the offseason since the end of last season to now that you've seen improvement in the team?
It's a whole different group. I think that's been probably the biggest challenge to this group is trying to get them to gel together, figure out who's going to be playing where and what's going to give us the best chance to win. So, I think in the past we've been fairly limited on, consistency and who was going to be playing where. I think those things were set really early, and this year's been a battle from day one to who's going to play where, and we've just mixed and matched lineups and trying to figure out the thing that's going to give us the best advantage on game day.
Coach, with it being a whole new team, do you feel like that comes with new expectations?
No, I think the expectations are the same, and those are the kind of players we went out and tried to get. Is the players that want to win still and are here to win championships and get us deep into postseason. So I think the returners have done a good job of setting that tone and making sure that everybody understands that. But I feel like we went out and got competitive people that are looking for the same expectation we are.
What are those expectations?
Yeah, we want to be at the College World Series. I think that's been the dream for 22 years here for me. I think last year we had a really great team and we had a chance to do that, and we just fell short at the end. Didn't capitalize on some games that I felt like we could have won there at the end. So I think that's still the goal, and I don't think this team should have any reason not to make that their goal also.
With so many new players, how has the dynamic changed, and who has stood out to you in the offseason?
Yeah, that's going to be a great question as we go. Obviously, I don't know if you understand the dynamic of a team until you start playing ball games against somebody besides yourselves. So we're going to spend the month of February trying to figure out who we are and what we're going to be, so that hopefully we get into conference. We know that and we know what direction to go. But there's I feel like everybody that's pretty much come in here that's been on the field for us. The three transfers have come in and done a pretty good job in the middle of our lineup. Claire Ginder, we could play her anywhere up the middle. She's probably going to be the starting second baseman right now. Anna Jones swings the bat well from the left side of the plate. Danny Elder obviously played 4 years at A&M and brings in some experience too. So those three kids, obviously, we're looking to do something quickly for us. Sierra Trahan probably had the best fall for us of anybody. She's going to have to struggle with the ups and downs of being a freshman, I think, but those four you'll probably see every day in the lineup.
Coach, moving 6 seniors in the offseason, you mentioned trying to move some people around. Tell us a little bit about that process and who you feel like has figured out a spot.
Right. Yeah, obviously that's a tough group to replace. That group of seniors last year definitely left their mark on Texas State softball, and that's what you want every group to do when they get in here. So, again, we're going to move Hannah Earls to shortstop right now. We're going to put Claire Ginder at second. We're going to move Sarah Vanderford back over to third. So the whole infield's going to look a little bit different. Danny Elder right now is the starting first baseman. The outfield is going to be Sierra Trahan in left, Piper in center, and Kylie George still in right field. So again, some new people just in in some positions, but it's also a lot of older people that have been here and done that. We're just putting them in different positions.
How do you feel like they've handled some of the changes so far?
It's been great. The one thing I like about this group is they don't mind working hard. I brought in a new assistant coach. Should I say, fortunately, he's my brother, I guess I should say. But he's taken over the defense, and so every single person here had to learn a new defensive strategy that we're using. And I think they've done a good job of trying to learn that. The fall was tough for them. We didn't spend a lot of time on the offensive side of things because I felt like we needed to spend more time on the defensive side. And hopefully, I think it's starting to pay off, and they're starting to see the benefits of that. But I think everybody had to come in and try to kind of navigate newness this year, which has been fun to watch. So that adversity, I think, will help us when it comes to game day.
What kind of defensive strategy does he bring?
Did you ask them that?
I didn't bring it up.
I figure it out. He makes the game chess.
Yeah, I think he's always trying to figure out what the other team's going to do and counteract that. I've been running the same defense here for 22 years, so or 21 years, I guess I should say. So it's going to give us a different look against people that they haven't seen us do. It's a little bit, more positioning people in the places that we think the ball is going to go. It's about trying to get double plays. It's about really trying to focus on getting the lead out. Try not to give up the extra 60 feet. It's got those outfielders understanding the rules of when we throw to second, when we're throwing to third, when we're throwing to home a little bit better. And don't get me wrong, that was a challenge all fall. But I think, they're doing a great job to holding balls off the wall to singles. If we can do that all season, we should win a lot of ball games.
Coach, losing Megan and Pudge in the circle, who are some pitchers that you're expecting to step up into a bigger role this season?
That's a good question. You got the transfer from Southern Miss, Carson Pierce. Right now, she's been, getting us a ton of ground balls in scrimmages, and has just probably solidified herself right now as a starter. Tori McCann's back, and I feel like in a much better spot than she was last year. So, she's been limited on pitch count some, but is doing a really good job of getting outs for us right now in scrimmages. It's a wide variety. Brooke Blackwell's in her senior year and can mix and match against Mullins and Carson Pierce both, and so she could probably get a few more innings. Presley Glendy is a surprise every day. I'm not sure, what we're going to get some days, but we don't hit her. So, it's a question of do we try to throw her in there early in the season, or do we try to keep, maintaining what we have at first and then use her more? But it's going to be a pitch by committee if I had to guess a little bit more. Caitlin Dutton throws a little spinner that's hard to hit at times. So again, you may see all 6 pitchers in one ball game. It wouldn't surprise me if things go like they sometimes could for us.
So you talk about a lot of these transfers making immediate impact on your team. What went into the decision, both sides, y'all and them, getting them here to play for the Bobcats?
Right. Well, 3 of those seniors came in last year 3 weeks before the season ended to tell us they weren't going to play their 5th year, and so kind of put us in a bind. We didn't know that was going to happen. So, we spent a lot of time in the transfer portal, Coach McDuffie and I, in the month of May and June trying to figure out, if we could get some players in here that we thought could make immediate impacts, because those were impact players. I think we got a good group. I was fairly impressed that we got the 3 we wanted. Actually 4 when you add Carson, the pitcher, piece into that too. I think again, all 4 of those kids can come in and make an immediate impact for us. Who doesn't want to play ball in San Marcos, Texas? Honestly. So I don't think it was necessarily a hard choice, but they had some options. There's no doubt, and they all chose to be Bobcats and have come in and done a great job of trying to make us better every day.
Non-conference schedule, you go up against Texas and Oregon, who you face in regionals. What was the planning of the non-conference schedule like? These tough opponents.
I hope we're going to be good enough to play against these tough opponents. That was, that's the bottom line. This may be one of the toughest schedules I've ever put together, and I've put together some tough ones. But I think this group is ready for it. If we really want to keep playing in May and into June, we have to be able to beat some of those people. If we can't do it early, we got to definitely be able to do it at the end of the year. So, again, I don't know if I planned on it being this tough when I made the schedule. The tournaments kind of ended up, being full of Power 5 schools, which, again, if you're going to get better, you got to play the best. So, but it's a definite right out the door, let's roll schedule.
How important is that, having those tough teams early when getting into Sun Belt Conference play? I mean, Louisiana is one of the best teams in the nation. Being able to see, Oregon and Texas there up front, how important is that for y'all? Yeah,
I think it's huge. Again, our goal is to win the Sun Belt year in and year out. And so to do that, we have to beat Lafayette, who's a top 20 team. And so, we have to know that when it comes to playing those games, we're not the underdog. And to do that, we have to play some better teams early in the season to prove that we're not going to be the underdog all the time.